What role does control play in your investing? You're gonna have to bear with me on this one because we're gonna go a couple different directions with it, but I can promise you this is a critical concept to understand if you want to succeed as an investor. But before I go forward, I want to make sure that you're subscribed to my channel because I'm putting weekly videos out, all intended to help you on this journey. So go down below real quick, hit that red subscribe button. Got it? Awesome. Control. How do we work control into the success of our investing? Two different ways, and they're going to sound very counter to each other. One of the ways is to make sure you're in control. Another way is to release control. What? Confusing already. Okay, so number one, staying in control of your investments. This is huge. You are not a victim to your investments. You are not a victim to what's happening. One of the biggest benefits of real estate over other investment strategies like stocks or whatever is that you do have control. Therefore, it's one of your greatest benefits. You need to be willing to control your investment. Don't let people take you for a ride. As much as you can, don't let your property take you for a ride. There are ways to learn how to stay in control of your investments. One video I have that I'll link below is how not to be the victim in the turnkey rental property buying process. So that's just a particular strategy, but it also gives insight into how to not let turnkeys take you for a ride. So be in control of your investment. What does that require? Mostly knowledge. Secondarily, the willingness to do whatever it takes to make sure that your investment is performing as you want it to be performing. Obviously, some freak of nature things can happen. Some things are going to be a little bit out of your control, but for the most part, you're wearing the pants in the relationship between you and your property. This includes your property itself, your tenants, property managers. If you're landlording, whatever, you're the boss. So be willing to do what it takes and not let whoever's helping you in the equation, whether it's the property managers, agents, inspectors, whatever, take you for that ride. So, number one, stay in control of your investment because you have that ability, unlike you would if you're investing in stocks or whatever. Now, the flip side of the coin, letting go of control. Well, didn't I just tell you to stay in control of your investment and be willing to be in control of your investment? I did. Now I'm telling you, there's another side of the control idea where you really kind of have to let go of control sometimes. Here's what I mean. What is one of the most famous reasons people do not get started in investing? Analysis paralysis, or paralysis by analysis. You've taken in so much information that you've just overwhelmed yourself, and now you can't bring yourself to make a move. What is typically the fear that drives analysis paralysis? Fear of failure. When you get to analysis paralysis, you're so frozen because you're looking for the sure thing, the sure fire way to success. You want to make sure that you're going to succeed. If you put 20, 30, 40, $50,000 down onto a property, or 100 or $200,000, you want to know for sure that it's going to work and it's going to succeed. Well, newsflash, there's nothing guaranteed in this industry. If there were, many more people would do it, and you wouldn't be frozen with paralysis, because oftentimes what I see with people who are in analysis paralysis is they want that step by step and they're trying to ensure that they're doing this exactly correctly. Well, first of all, it's pretty rare that anyone does it exactly correctly in this industry right out of the gate. I say it all the time, but real estate investing is an on-the-job training industry. You're going to learn as you go, and your biggest learnings are going to probably come from mistakes. Unless you're a really small-time, part-time investor, maybe you have a few properties that work fine. Cool. But for the most part, you're going to learn as you go. And you have to know that ahead of time, which means you have to be willing to release your attachment to the outcome. The best that you can do, I always say, the best that I can do is doing the best that I can do every single day. Literally, that's all I can offer, is doing the best that I can every single day, which includes getting the proper knowledge, working with the proper people, staying in control of your investment and not letting anyone take you for a ride, doing due diligence, all of those things. At the same time, once you do all of those things, you need to detach from the outcome, because you may not necessarily be able to control the outcome. You can do everything correctly leading up to it, and then something might happen. It's just how things work. As an investor, the biggest thing is overcoming whatever happens. If something unexpected or negative happens, it's the perseverance and learning the lesson from that thing that puts you to the next level of success, which means translate this back to control. Be willing to detach from the outcome. Do everything that you can, including staying in control of your investment, but be willing to let go of controlling the outcome, because the reality is you can't control the outcome. And the longer you try to control the outcome, the longer you're going to stay in analysis paralysis, because there is no point in learning or no point in experience where you're guaranteed to make it. So when you're stuck in that mode of trying to make sure that you know everything you need to know, you're trying to get to a point that doesn't exist. There is no point that guarantees 100% success. And if you continue to believe that there is, you're never going to make a move. So, is this clear as mud? On one hand, you absolutely need to stay in control of your investments. You're in charge, period. End of story. You're the boss of your own real estate investing empire. On the other hand, you need to be willing to detach from the outcome, knowing you can't necessarily control the outcome. Take control, let go of control. Think of them as two separate things. It's kind of unfortunate the word is kind of the same, and it's a hard concept to grasp when I'm saying take control, release control. Sorry, but the more clear you are on that, the more you're going to succeed while you're doing it, and you're going to be more willing to make the moves that you need to make in order to learn this kind of industry. So be willing to stay in control of your investments. Be willing to accept the things that are not out in your control. Caveat to that, if those things happen, those outcomes that you couldn't control, you can still control something. Bringing that first perspective of control back, you can control what you do about that thing. So work through the whole control concept and understand where in the equation you should be taking control and releasing control. And I guarantee you, everything about your investing will change.